Hi, Savvy Baby. Hello,
hello.
Elvis, and esteemed guest.
Hello.
I am calling with a tit pic-related issue. Tiny bit of background. I've been with my husband for 9 years. We've been married for 6, and we have a 2-year-old daughter.
Nice.
We have an active and fulfilling sex life, but something recently put me off in a weird way.
Okay.
I sent my husband a series of titty pictures, and when I went back to look at what he had replied, all he had done was open them. Didn't save them, didn't heart react, didn't give any response. So I thought maybe my photos inspired some impromptu jerking session. So I said, not even a thank you. He responded, LMAO.
I respect that.
I said, what is funny? He said my reaction was funny, that I was being ridiculous. So I asked him about it the next day. He got defensive and was annoyed that I wanted some sort of recognition
Interesting.
for the nude photos I sent him. Told me, why do I have to say them? Why do I have to say anything? I'm not obligated.
Wow. This is crazy stance to take. This is a crazy line in the sand to draw.
Yeah. With your wife.
With your wife.
I don't know. And am I being needy? I don't have the best rack ever, especially after breastfeeding.
This is being a bad husband. This is what you have now done is made your wife insecure.
Yeah.
It's that you're because it's done. First of all, it's rude to
Send that rack to us.
Yeah. Let us see
Send
those
that over
titties.
on here.
And I will say, in general, we are always open to looking at tits on this podcast. So we will look at them and we'll say nice tits. You know. Anyway, finish up, Elders.
Ever, especially after breastfeeding.
Oh.
But damn, am I asking
Why would he make you feel this way?
for him to respond to my titty pictures with something nice?
No.
Like, so sexy, love those titties. I mean, something. I know he isn't obligated to do anything, but I don't know. Let me know, Stabby Baby. Love you.
This breaks my heart.
That's pretty mean.
This is so mean. Like, I can't fathom not even a heart. Listen, you got to heart react.
Yeah.
At the absolute
least. Yeah.
If your office is on fire and you're being rescued by firefighters, like if you're being hoisted over a stronger man's shoulder and your wife sends you some titty pictures and you're busy, even in that case you send her a heart react.
Yeah.
The heart react is for when there's an emergency. An emoji, the hierarchy is bespoke, written sentence back, maybe trying to get some fucking, getting frisky, some text, some sexting. That's the highest thing you can do is get horny enough to start sexting immediately,
Yes.
right? Second best is like a slightly less horny, text reply. Then you hit her with an emoji, or at the very bottom of the hierarchy is a simple heart react.
Simple. You got to hit. I send back a GIF. Not a GIF. Well, you can send back the GIF of the 1930s wolf.
The wolf is classic.
Wow.
Yeah. The tongue out, classic.
I send pictures that I've seen on Twitter. There's one picture that I like to send of Skip Bayless getting into an ice bath where he looks like he's busting a nut.
That's a really good one.
I'll send that one. There's a picture of a guy who's doing a cock push-up where both his arms are to the side. Like, I'm so hard I could do a push-up. You got to send that.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I'll send those two. I mean, I will say this from this, like, after I've been in therapy and stuff, but as a emotionally unavailable guy in the past, I have to admit to it.
Sure.
I definitely have gotten a text from somebody and I'm like, I ain't got to say nothing to you.
Right.
Hearing that you do that to your wife
is way
the
different.
mother of your children, even if you...
But also, listen, text is also different than nude.
Yes.
Nude is like, you got it. You got to.
Come on, man. That's crazy.
Exactly. I'm thinking of the type of person I would ignore a nude from. It's a woman who's ruined my life before.
Yes.
That's whose nudes you ignore because they know that's the most potent, guaranteed to get a reaction, form of correspondence that exists.
Yeah.
So for a husband to get the most guaranteed response message from his wife, and he's basically treating you the way we would treat women we hate.
Yeah, yes.
And that's fucking crazy to me. Because even somebody that even if somebody says to me their titties and I have no intention of sucking those titties, I'll give them a heart react.
You got to give them a heart
react. I'll say nice. I'll give them something. I think we don't want to be over dramatic here.
Yeah.
But this is actually a really bad sign, I think. Eldest, you're the only one in a committed relationship here. If you were to send a cock pic hilariously or to receive some kind of, it doesn't have to be a nude, but any kind of horny correspondence, there's no way in the world you would ignore that, would you?
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine like not responding at all, waiting for her to ask for a response, and then like, just being completely flippant about it when she expresses like, remorse or sadness that I just basically ignored it. It's crazy.
Yeah. This is crazy.
This is crazy behavior.
So we're just letting you know, you don't be gaslit. It is nuts to not give you at minimum a heart,
especially like just from her insecurity about breastfeeding. And they have a 2-year-old. They're probably not fucking the last couple of years.
This is a really hard time for women. Like our friends who have had kids, when they're like 2 and younger, as a mom, you feel bad. Like you're so overworked with the baby and your body's taking a beating from having it.
Yeah.
So this is maybe arguably the worst time in your life for your husband to be treating you like this.
Yeah.
That is a red flag, unfortunately.
And that's straight up gaslighting too, to respond with LMAO as if y'all been dating for 2 months. That's a wild thing. And just like you said, not to be dramatic, but I could hear the hurt in her voice.
Absolutely.
And that's, bro, you got to be better. And that's, I'm not trying to be.
And we're not these guys either necessarily.
I am not.
We've probably between us mistreated plenty of women.
Yes.
But this is a level even we can't stand behind.
Nah, you gotta stop. You gotta.
Now, let me play devil's advocate for one moment.
Please.
What,
That's why I'm going to you for the long, because I could see long term being a little different. Maybe he's also overworked. But anyway, I won't take devil's advocate from you. Go ahead, Eldest.
Have you guys barely been fucking? Has he been like making advances that, you just have been like rejecting because you're busy with a kid, life, work, whatever the fuck? Is there like some kind of recent history of something like that where, you're throwing up a I'm horny flare.
Right.
And he's just like, oh, I've barked up this tree recently, nothing's gonna come. Not that
you're going red pill Sula right now.
Not that alleviates him. Not that alleviates him. But is there something of that? I'd be curious to know what the dynamics are the last couple of years in terms of
she said they were healthy sex life.
That's true. She did.
And also, I see what you're saying. I don't think that's the devil's advocate position, though. I think first of all, I would say LMAO. If I were to get an LMAO back, should be like, LMAO, my bad. I saw them and I had to do something immediately. That was a great, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think the devil's advocate position is like, he's also overworked. He's also like, it was more of like right now you guys have shifted into more of like unfortunately although even though she said they have a good sex life, when it's the kid, when it's a baby, you're almost like a team that's kind of trying to survive day to day. I don't know, but even that, I'm trying to find this argument. It's half-hearted. I can't find it.
Yeah.
Because your argument is, you're explaining the behavior, but what you're saying is he's being passive-aggressive because he didn't get something he wanted, which is not a good sign.
Yeah.
If they're living if their sex life is taking a hit, or maybe, I think the argument is maybe she perceives their sex life to be healthy, but he's not as happy with it. But what you do is not ignore her sexual advances if that's how you feel. You let her know. And if you're trying to get it going, you can't react that way when she gets sexual.
Yeah.
In fact, that's the opposite thing, because now we hear it. She's more insecure. She's going to put out less. Mm-hmm. It is a red flag, because this is exactly what you would do to like kind of punish your wife, unfortunately. Unfortunately, this is the behavior of someone who is resentful and is hurting her in a way that is acceptable, right? Yeah. He couldn't stop doing his half of the chores or whatever, or like stop. But he can be like, oh, come on, you're being ridiculous. Within their private sex life, where no one else is really a party to, that's where you can do a lot of gaslighting when you're being resentful. That's why I think it's a red flag.
Yeah. That was nuts.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I agree. I try. Me and my wife are playful, but I try to make my relationship the one relationship in my life for sure where I won't let like irony creep in,
Of
and
course.
where I'll just like stop.
Yes,
if Stav
our entire life.
If Stav sent me a text that's like, "Oh, dude, I'm so fucking proud of this thing," I'd be like, "Wow, you're a fucking pussy" or something.
Yeah.
But
I was like, hey man, really proud of the work you put in this tour. We've been doing so great. It's nothing but the top if we keep trying our hardest. I love you so much, man.
Right.
I can't fathom texting you that.
right.
But that's the way you want to talk to your wife.
That's where the LMAO you're gay comes in. But your wife, when your wife is sending you her titties,
right.
you do not send the LMAO.
Yeah, exactly. If I sent you my dick, you would respond, LMAO, you're being weird for wanting a response. That's actually, he's responding like his boys sent him their nuts. Big problem.
What you want me to say about these?
Yeah. And that's a huge issue. Oh man. So yeah, sorry. I think unfortunately it is as bad as you think it is. But we're bring it up. And in terms of advice, you could say like, hey, it did hurt my feelings. And if he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was this serious, and apologizes, good. And if he's like, you're being really fucking ridiculous, and if he just doubles and triples down, that's a really bad sign.
Yeah,
and
that's such a vulnerable thing. Those could get leaked. Like those
Totally.
could like she could accidentally text that to somebody at work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's like a crazy thing for you to just be flipping about, even if you've seen him every day for 9 years.
Of course. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like his behavior.
That's whack.